No luck yet on our quest to find the world's greatest podcast.
The search continues.
Turns out we have been rejected by the world's gangsters.
They said that we knew nothing about being a gangster.
They said we were canceled.
Yeah. I kind of think that if you just did the opposite of everything we said, you'd be set.
Yeah. When are these gangsters with their cancel culture gonna...
Yeah, I don't know.
First they canceled Tupac, and then they canceled
us.
Kirk Douglas. When will this East Coast West Coast violence end? They took Abe Vigoda.
I just wanted everybody to wear no clothes and wear really big hats. That's all I wanted.
Is that too much to ask? Maybe. Some say yes.
You know, a life of crime is also a life of love, a life of fashion, etc. You know, we just didn't focus on the crime enough, I guess. They really like crime.
Oscar fever is upon us.
It truly is.
Now this is the worst I've ever done at trying to handle the fact that the show comes out weeks after we record it.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
we're recording this after the Oscars.
We are, but I mean, who saw the Oscars finally? Giving the award to a good movie. We
can pretend that we recorded this before the Oscars came out, and then it'll be after the fact. But we can pretend
it wasn't even a foreign movie talking about how great Hollywood is. Wonderful. How did that happen?
Yeah, I think I think it was the Bernie Bros. It's their fault, as always.
Well, I think they looked at the field and they're like, oh, shit. Are we gonna give this to the Joker? No.
Look at Twitter. All these millennials are calling the Joker a corn cob. We can't give him the award.
I didn't even watch it this year. I usually watch it, and I looked at the results the morning after. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll start watching again.
They didn't have a host. They gave it to the Parasite, and I am of course talking about. I tried to think of a Tonight Show punchline there. Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
They gave it a Paris Hilton's tapeworm. Did you hear about this, Kevin?
Yeah. Oh man. Tapeworms are like attached inside of you by their mouth, right? They can't, hang on with their feet and stick their face out, right?
I think that they're supposed to use their mouth for eating your doo-doo, right?
Yeah, I think it's called a Scolex. I remember it because I'm like, it's like Rolex.
Hey, wait a minute. This one says Scolex on it.
That's a circular mouth that a tapeworm has. To eat my poop with.
To eat your poop with it. That, of course, is the plot of the movie Parasite.
Yeah, it's all about how you can get a tapeworm, and even though it's called a parasite, it's really what's it called when both animals benefit from it?
Democracy.
Yeah. Because I'm losing weight and looking fit and trim, and nobody's talking about the bags under my eyes or how I just fall over in a weak little heap every once in a while.
Just a little heap every once in a while as a treat. Yeah. Listen, there's plenty of good parasites out there. There's the deer tick.
Is that the one that gives everybody Lyme disease?
I think it is.
Well, I mean, I love the flavor of lime.
Yeah.
Is that part of it, that you taste lime? Well, it's like Lyme, though. So you're probably tasting... I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that like a city? Is there a city called Lyme?
I think there is. I think there is a city called Lyme. And it's in Coconut County.
Got ruined by those ticks. So everybody wanted to go on vacation up in
Lyme in the coconut.
Yeah, Coconut County, Vermont, or I for some reason think it's a northeastern place where.
Yeah, it's named. That's it's in Vermont, home of the greatest parasite, socialist Bernie Sanders. Didn't even have a real job until he was 50 years old. Is that supposed to make people mad at Bernie Sanders to find out that he had like shitty jobs for most of his life?
It doesn't make.
I'm like, oh, cool, same.
Yeah.
You know, Bernie Sanders, he delivered newspapers. It's like, yeah, so he knows bosses suck.
Yeah.
I don't know. Seems like a weird strategy when you see where they're like, Bernie Sanders didn't have a real job. He got some lady pregnant and had a kid he had to take care of.
What a crime, not having a rich father.
Somebody needs to take Bernie Sanders down a peg. And then they call him a corn cob on Twitter. Folks, we've been having fun here.
I always like to have fun, don't you?
Yeah, fun is where it's at. That's it's one of the truest things ever said in the Bible.
Fun's fun, but it's time for church.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Hey, church can be fun. You know,
I went to a Baptist church.
Oh, I went to a Methodist church, and there was fun sometimes. One time we had, I remember, did your church ever have a special where they'd say, oh, now we have a special, and then it would be like a person in the church was going to come up and sing a song?
Oh, I don't think they call... I don't remember them calling it a special.
We have a special now,
But they would let, just any Tom, Dick, or Harry come up there and...
do a song that they've been really into.
It had to be a church song. You couldn't just go up there and be like, I'm getting really into the Chili Peppers right now and want to do Under the Bridge.
I can remember there being a time in my church where things got a little loosey-goosey on that front. And someone got up and did a special where they sang, was it Bette Midler, the From a Distance song?
From a Distance.
Yeah. It said, God is watching us, which I guess they were like, yeah, that's close enough. But then it says, from a distance, which is not, I think, what church is trying to get across. That God is just kind of like a distant observer, like, yeah, looks good, guys.
Yeah.
Cool.
They should have done the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy Company beat song instead.
They do, if I could turn back time. Just anything to entertain the troops really is what we need to remember as soldiers of Christ. But that From a Distance song was just, it was like it was the shot heard round the world, because then people in the church were like, wait, can we just do any song we want?
Yeah. As long as we keep God in the equation, we can go a little secular.
Well, what happened was that I remember this vividly, it culminating in these two kids that I went to school with briefly. Their mom made them go up and sing in church, and they got on stage dressed in little cowboy outfits and sang Elvira by the Oak Ridge Boys. Giddy up. They didn't even sing because they were little kids. They were just lip syncing to Elvira.
That's
my heart's on fire.
That's some real entertainment. Like I retract my fun is fun statement from earlier. That sounds like a good time.
It's
Did they get donuts for you too? That was always why I wanted to go to church. Is they got donuts.
At my church, you had to go to like the early Sunday school to get the donuts during the normal service.
Oh, that's I got the donuts at the Sunday school, and then the service was, I guess the Sunday school is like foreplay. And the service is the main course.
The sermon is the full penetration.
Really, they should have made the donuts the body of Christ if they really wanted keep people coming back. They're giving those away for free and not attaching some sort of penitence to them.
Just get out with the wafers, in with the Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, also Christ bled milk.
Yeah,
wonderful.
Just a little shot glass of milk, and then you get one single Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Do they just give it to you in a shot glass with the cereal swimming on top, or?
No, you have to go. You have to walk up to the front, and then the pastor hands you. He has a little tray of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And you take one, and then you wait, and you walk down the altar, and then the kids are up there like, giddy up, boom, 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 boom. Hi, ho, Silver, Elvira. And then they have the little tiny plastic cups of milk. They don't make everybody just dip their Cinnamon Toast Crunch in one milk. We're not Catholics. The dipping still more desirable than the one where you have to take a swig from the big cup and then the priest just rubs his sleeve on it and turns it 1/4 turn. You ever do that?
Yeah, I've seen that, and I've seen a purple sleeve or two.
Yeah, that's why they wear those purple robes, because it covers up all the wine. That
I don't know. My church wasn't a lot of fun.
Yeah, neither.
Vacation Bible School was a lot of fun, though.
Oh.
But church itself, I wish they'd let the children really lead the way on that, because that would have been a lot more fun.
Yeah. Suffer the little children, they say. I remember I was in a musical in church about VBS. Now, this was a fictional musical about Vacation Bible School, where I played the cool Vacation Bible School teacher, and I got to wear a pair of red Chuck Taylor Converse sneakers and have my hair spiky.
That's pretty sweet.
And I was supposed to be the cool. It was the lead part in the church musical. It was just an ad.
Were you just were you about to age out of VBS? Were you your last year?
I don't believe so. And the only thing I can imagine is that this must have been before it became incredibly clear that I was not going through puberty at the same rate as everyone else, because soon after that, I was the smallest kid in town by a long shot. So either that, or they were just like, yeah, it doesn't matter. They're all children. It's.
Huh. The last memory I have of Vacation Bible School was we were doing arts and crafts, and we had like plastic grocery bags that a lot of the supplies were in, and I put the bag on my head as like a funny hat to amuse everybody else, and then there was like a huge kerfluffle, and my parents got called because I put a plastic bag on my head, and I was just like, Jesus Christ! I'm trying to kill myself. And I'm also, at this point, like 12 years old. I'm not dumb enough to suffocate myself with a plastic. So it was just kind of...
We found Andrew. He was in the coat closet with a plastic bag on his head, just jerking off.
Yeah, it was a huge code red, and I was just like, all right, I'm done with you people.
I'm saying to be a spaceman. What? I remember one Vacation Bible School, they had a thing about Jonah, and they constructed a giant whale that kids could climb inside of, similar to like a big inflatable, like when you have the inflatable planetarium at school when you're a kid,
I don't know.
It's like a big dome that it just has a fan hooked up to it, and they set it up in the gym, and then you can go inside, and there's a projector in there.
Fuck.
Well, this
sounds really cool. We just had the big parachute.
Well, this was a completely made from scratch inflatable whale that the kids could get inside to learn about the story of Jonah, and it was just made out of like garbage bags all taped together. And then to make it feel more authentic, I suppose, someone just put a bunch of rotten fish.
Sounds like my prom.
People were like, the teachers were like, listen, these kids need to understand just how fucking shitty it would be to be inside of a whale. Just dump a bunch of sardines in the corner. 100% true. Everything I have said, 100% true.
I think that Jonah story would be really great if I didn't know Pinocchio like the back of my hand, because it's just like one element of the wonderful Pinocchio story. It's a cool element, but there are no magic puppets, there's no Pleasure Island, there's nobody turning into donkeys.
Doesn't start a fire to get out of the whale.
What if Jonah got turned into a donkey after he got out of the whale and went to Pleasure Island, and that was the donkey that Christ rode?
Yeah, and there we go. Now we've got our cinematic universe already being built.
The Bible doesn't do enough fan service. Like you've read this far. Remember this character?
Oh shit. There's that post-credits sequence in the Gospel of Luke where
Nick Fury
shows up,
assembles the apostles.
Peter is just hanging out after Christ ascends to heaven, and then Nick Fury shows up and he's like, "Listen, we're starting this new thing called the Catholic Church. There's going to be some light pedophilia involved."
I'm up for that.
I'm up for that. You know what, actually? Do you have any ideas for a podcast this week?
Yeah, I've got some ideas. I mean, I've got the Big Brother cast.
The Big Brother cast?
Yeah.
And this is the show Big Brother? Or is this more of a
it's
mind
more of
control thing?
Neither. It's Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America. I figure we get ourselves a couple of little brothers, and we can do a podcast with our little brothers.
Okay, so we would have to.
I probably shouldn't say this on the podcast, but I'm going to. Free interns. Work for free. We can teach them how to move the knobs, plug the cords, and Speak when spoken to.
That's a very good idea. We could. Now, I mean, as long as we're making basically what you're talking about is child slaves, why not go for the Orwellian Big Brother while we're at it? We could make it into a sort of. I mean, look, we already got segments cut out for us there. We can have like the 5 minutes hate.
Yeah.
Where we just have the little brothers scream into the microphones about the things they don't like,
and then afterwards we can make them smoke as many victory cigarettes as they can before puking.
Everybody have some gin.
Yeah,
and you scratch your ulcer on your
and
leg.
Whichever one of our little brothers is funnier over that segment doesn't get a cage with a rat in it put on his head.
It also is going to really boost our ratings on iTunes. We'll be like, they gave us 2 + 2 stars. Incredible. Perfect scores all around.
But mostly, also, I just need kind of a... I'm an adult. I'm an adult, and
says it so convincingly.
I'm an adult, and it's okay for me to go to this Mr. Gaddy's and eat pizza and play video games.
You're just running down the street being chased by a bunch of kids on bicycles.
Just an adult beard. It's an adult beard getting a little brother.
It's true. No one's gonna fuck with us when I'm
just gonna pick up a kid whose parents don't care about him, and I will buy him junk food, and I will do fun things with him, but I won't pretend like it's all altruistic, like I'm benefiting too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him an intern. He's my intern.
I'm gonna call him my tapeworm.
Okay. I mean, I think we should shy away from using the term child slave.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's going to be no crack of the whip.
Yeah.
He's going to be well cared for.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we learned our lesson with chattel slavery. Now we just keep him in line with vision and dental insurance.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to run away? Oh, well.
I don't think you're going to get far. Yeah. We don't pay you enough to.
Yeah, who's going to take care of those cavities? The traveling hobos you're going to join up with? I don't think so.
Oh, man.
They literally are looking for a rock candy mountain.
Well...
How are you going to eat that candy with your rotten teeth?
Slowly, very slowly. I'm going to use my natural slime enzymes that reside in my mouth to just degrade it, and I'm just going to sop up the leavings. Just
tip of your tongue just up and down on the rock candy mountain.
Yeah, you might want to go up the sides and not just start on the point.
Yeah. How big do you think that rock candy mountain is? I imagine it being like the Matterhorn, you know?
Really? I picture it being like
above a certain point, then it's like, then you're in the powdered sugar zone, and then the bodies.
Oh, yeah.
Hobo bodies littered everywhere. Too high up for the Sherpas to bring back down.
Just ironically, you get up there and it's just Snickers and Milky Way wrappers everywhere.
It's just littered with candy wrappers, and there's old Green Boots. Green Boots also just a great name for a hobo. It doesn't have to just be a dead mountain climber.
Has there ever been a store
called Green Boots?
Yeah.
That would be awesome if it was just like a sporting goods store.
Like, I was mostly, just thinking about like climbing. Like if you go
it's just
to a
climbing
ski slope or something, just like call your pro shop Green Boots.
Green Boots. Yeah. This is my my bait shop. It's called Captain Quint's.
Oh man, I'm trying to think if that's the first time I ever got jump scared by a movie, because my parents let me watch Jaws
when
young.
The shark comes out of the water.
Well, when Quint's body comes out of the hole.
Oh yeah,
I really wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about getting some little brothers though? Like, do you have any ideas of like? Do you have criteria for what you're looking for in a little brother?
Fabulous style.
Given.
A body that just won't quit.
I like a positive attitude, but I also like some sarcasm, a little wit. Like I'll take a little guff. I'll take a very small amount of guff.
Just a little pat of guff. Just spread real thin. All right? We don't want this kid dripping with guff.
Yeah. Let's treat this guff like it's Vegemite.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sounds like we've come up with our dream little brother there.
Yeah. Well, we got to find two of them like that.
Damn, that's going to be the hardest part.
The hardest part's going to be trusting them. Because I implicitly don't trust young people.
They're Bernie bros. That's the problem.
Yeah,
We're going to end up with a couple of Bernie bros in here calling us a corn cob. Here's a podcast idea that I wrote down this week. It's not a title, but I just wrote down new emojis. I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's been some new emojis added to the emojis.
No,
recently.
I'm not aware.
Every year they come out with some new ones. I think we talked about this on the last episode.
Well, you are an Apple man, and I am an Android.
Yeah.
And so I've always do we have the same alphabet? Like is it apples to apples on the emojis?
The Apple changed the gun emoji to a squirt gun. So if you try and threaten me, it looks like you're trying to just have some summer fun. On my end, it'll look less threatening.
Okay.
I think that the purse emoji is different colors on different things. So
I've noticed some slight differences. Like I've looked into it a very little bit a while ago. But what new ones do we have?
There's a robot leg and a robot arm. Those have been added. The hand doing the little pursed fingers.
Yeah,
like that.
Mamma mia!
The Mamma Mia hand.
Like you're about to kiss those fingers.
Kiss the little, kiss the fingertips. That's a new one.
It means like just so. This is perfect.
This is gabagool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they added that, but there's some more. There's definitely more that we could add. Immediately, as far as like hands, they added the middle finger a few years ago. They had the thumbs up, the thumbs down, and the okie dokie. They added the middle finger. Now they've added the little Italian hand. I'd like to see, where the thing where you put your hands together, like a praying hands, and then your friend puts their hands, and then you make
yeah. So you can see what a vagina looks like. Yeah, I remember that. It takes two boys together to see what a vagina looks like.
It looks exactly like a vagina. Listen, I know we have some young listeners out there. Don't be scared. That's exactly what a vagina looks like. Trust
your friend who needs your hands to look at a vagina. He'll let you look at it too.
How many middle school boys does it take to look at a vagina?
Remember when you were doing your this is the church, this is the steeple, this is what you were practicing for.
It all boils down to this. This is for all the marbles.
Yeah, this is the real one. But frankly, remember it, because you do need your friend to see it. Like it takes two.
It takes two, baby.
Me and you, we're gonna look at a hand vagina together. That's what that song was about.
Just takes two. Do you think anybody ever tried to put their dick in the hand vagina?
Yes. Do you think that when the Olsen twins made It Takes Two the film, they stuck their tiny little Olsen twins' hands together and
that's what a vagina looks like.
And they're like, it looks like mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that was my idea of. Do you have any other emojis that you want to?
Oh yeah, You know how when a silverback gorilla wants to assert dominance, it'll slap its ass cheeks against the ground? Like I would just like a backwards facing gorilla with very big prominent butt cheeks with like some sort of motion lines next to it, saying that like its butt's being smacked against the ground.
Yeah, I mean honestly, just a butt cheeks emoji. You know, they got the nose, they got the lips, they got the eyes. I think there's an ear emoji.
Yeah.
Bring on the butt cheeks.
Yeah.
And
like butt cheeks in motion.
Not
just like, I mean, yeah, full moon is fine, but like I want to know all, like I want a butt of movement.
You want a crying one, you know.
Yeah, single tear running down a cheek. Yeah, it's evocative.
Spread, not spread. Getting a shot of penicillin. There's, do you get the penicillin in your butt? Tetanus, right?
Yeah.
Tetanus one they do in your leg or your butt.
It's been... I probably am due a lot of shots, because I'm trying to think. I feel like it's been over 10 years since I've had a butt shot.
It has been a while.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't even have a doctor in this town. I've lived here for 4 years. Just like keep it, you know.
Just keep it together.
Keep it together. Yeah. There was for a while. I was like, I haven't been sick in 18 months, but now I get sick all the like I. I'm just. I feel like I'm low grade sick all the time. It's. I need to start working out again, and then I'll have that like I'm a superhero who never gets sick.
Yeah, so maybe that could be an emoji as well.
Just like a.
It's a little yellow circle man who is afraid of going to the doctor, but for financial reasons.
No, it's not even. I have insurance. I'm just. It got ingrained in me so hard that I'm just like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna trust again.
I think that we could use the emojis we have to make a scared to go to the doctor because of financial reasons. But if we just get one emoji that means all of that, where he's like, has the thermometer in his mouth, but then also his hands are like turning his pockets out.
Yeah, that would work. And I don't know, like, does he have like some shit on him somewhere? That's mostly
he's sitting in a puddle of shit.
And throw up.
He's got it. Yeah, he's like, I don't know. He has a tapeworm coming out of the butt. That's a butt cheeks with a little tapeworm coming out. Another emoji we could.
Oh, it's just frustrating to me that the tapeworm's head is so far up your ass that it can't stick it out there and say, howdy! And like give a tip of the cap, you know. Thanks, bud.
Little tip of the cap from the tapeworm.
I'm enjoying the small amounts of nutrients that make it down into your large intestine. It's been a great experience, and I'm really happy that we're pals.
I'm Mr. DNA. All right, you got a podcast idea here?
Yeah. How about the Pen Pal-ladium?
The Pen Pal-ladium?
Yeah, I mean, I just tried to make it sound like there's like a big Coliseum-esque or arena, but it's mostly just a Pen Pal podcast.
So it'd be kind of like a...
Has there ever been have there been sister podcasts or Pen Pal podcasts?
I mean, the idea of like the arena makes me feel like we could turn this into like a Pokemon type Yu-Gi-Oh.
I do love the idea of people trying to compete to be our pen pal, where we compose a letter via podcast to them, but we're only going to do it for the most interesting letters that are sent to us. Yeah. So this is like a way that we could like kind of curry favor among listeners, try and get them to write in. Mm-hmm. So then we respond to the best ones. Listen, lonely women, stop writing letters to serial killers and start writing them to podcasters. We want to read your letters too.
We'll read them.
We'll give you time.
We got all the time in the world.
All of our listeners will hear your letter. There's a little bit of fame there.
Now,
I didn't kill anybody, but I might. You know, maybe your letters can influence me.
Now, I'm a little concerned because based on what little demographic research we've done.
None.
Most of our listeners are teenage boys.
That's true.
We
might have single moms. Maybe get your mom into your interests. I know it's lame. Just play her this one episode.
Give me that bottle opener.
There you go.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to stress this, and this is so very important. If you are a teenage boy who listens to this show, we want your mom to write to us. Get your mom to write us a letter.
Wouldn't it be cool if we were your new dad? If you had two new dads?
Two new dads. Just hanging out, drinking beers.
You know.
Recording the podcast.
Maybe you could be our little
basement.
bro, man.
Yeah, this could combine the Big Brother cast and then this one.
Maybe you got some cool ideas for emojis. Maybe it's a big love fest of podcasts.
Yeah. We could do all these podcasts together. It's just me and your mom.
Making emojis together when you're not there, but also when you're there. Just different emojis.
Different ones. We're making macaroni and cheese. Not sharing it with you, but you get to smell. Your house smells like macaroni now.
Yeah,
it's win-win.
It smells like you're happy. Like you live in a place where it smells like you're happy now, and that's half the battle.
There you go. So this would be, we have people write in to us, and then we pick our favorite and write back to them.
Yeah, and I think we seized on, and that was my influence, the single mom. That's, any walk of life, any however you identify yourself,
Married
whatever
moms.
you do, wherever you are, wherever you're going, I want to hear from you.
Yeah, listen, it doesn't matter what kind of mom you are. You could be a mother of adult children. You're a barren woman with pets that she is unreasonably attached to. We'll write to you too.
Yeah.
Just drop us a line.
Now, I'm a little bit worried that if we take all of these women away from the serial killers, they stop writing the letters of the serial killers. The serial killers are going to start writing letters to us. And I do not want serial killer letters. If you have killed more than one person, I don't want to be your pen pal.
It's true. That is going to be troublesome. All right, I got another podcast idea here.
What do you got?
This is called the Dreamcast.
But not the Sega Dreamcast?
No, this is just where we keep a dream journal for a week, and then we discuss what kind of dreams we had. Maybe we try and interpret each other's dreams.
Okay. I think I could probably do that, but my dreams are so unpredictable, not in what they are, but when I will be able to remember them.
See,
like, I probably need to hire somebody to come and wake me up. Or just set random alarms that are off of my normal schedule.
That song starts to play, and then you're slowly falling backwards.
Because I never remember them unless I wake up at an unscheduled time.
Here's what because I had the idea for this, and then I tried to put it into practice, and so anytime I would wake up, I would immediately write down what my dream was about, because it like fades into the ether. Yeah. And it's incredible the things that I wrote down just after waking up in the morning. Like, this one says, drove my bed to the landlord's house, and then it disappeared, and I had to find it and steal it back from him, but it had a bunch of sex toys between the mattress and box springs. I also adopted 2 orphans with a guy I met at a party the night before. We had an old tour tram for a car, and I had to live in the landlord's house and plan a way to sneak out. So that's something that I dreamt last week. Here's another one. It says giant Komodo dragon, old shitty mall. So I think I was in an old mall, but there was a giant Komodo dragon, and I saved a kid from a bigger Komodo dragon that was red, and a bad man had let it loose and had a maze through the mall, and where if you got lost in the mall, and you would get carried through a tube and fall into a big rubber eye socket and land in a tub. And then I was in a play in a glass room, and there was a supercomputer that looked like the hood of a car, and a girl was stealing everything in the old toy store, and I captured her in a metal cube and uploaded her to the supercomputer. But she could call people on the phone and possess them, and was sexually aggressive with me, and there was a song that went, "Don't miss that line or down the line. You'll be calling on the angels."
Okay. So that's awesome. And the problem I would have had is the fact that the girl is being sexually aggressive with me. I end up being like, I want to go back to sleep and I want to do that dream. I want to get this sexual aggressive dream. Then like it, but anymore, like when I wake up for work, I don't remember anything. Like it's always naps that produce all the dreams that I remember. From a normal night's sleep, I never ever remember my dreams anymore.
Yeah. See, I don't either, but then I found out that I could write them down in the morning. Like I just kept the notepad open next to my bed, and this is what I wrote down. So
okay. Well,
we could try it out. I could just be journaling my dreams for the next week.
I will try it out. I might get a few days in and then realize like I need to start setting my alarm clock, because sometimes I'll have really vivid recollections, but it's almost always when somebody shakes me awake. Like, I almost need someone to pull me out of the middle of REM sleep or whatever. Like, once it peters out and I wake up in a natural way, there's almost nothing there anymore.
Yeah, it fades so fast. That's the thing about dreams. They're ethereal. Should we go?
Do we have any listener submissions this week?
I believe we do. Hang on. Let me take a look here real quick. Not that. No, hang on. Wait, where is it? Okay, we do have a couple of submissions here. Okay. Nolan writes in flat earthers / anti-vaxxers.
Oh.
So I think
should we be pitting them against each other?
That's kind of how I read it first, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe, I mean, the slash kind of makes it seem like they're teaming up. Or maybe this is like erotic fan fiction. This is like we're going to write a story about where the flat earthers and the anti-vaxxers finally have wild sex together.
I want everybody to enjoy themselves, but I'd rather convert the anti-vaxxers into flat earthing, just because that doesn't hurt anybody.
So that could be the podcast.
If your peacock feather of stupidity doesn't hurt anybody, I'm fine with it.
This would be kind of beating our ideological swords into plowshares, so to speak.
Yeah, but I'm worried getting them together. They're just both going to be.
They're going to create some new super.
It's really just going to be like, yeah, I'm an anti-vaxxer /
Vax earther,
flat earther. Flax earther.
Flax earther.
Maybe that's the key, because we probably do need some more flax.
Yeah. Throw in a little bit of the Obama birth certificate stuff, too, just for good measure.
Yeah.
Get those people on board. Just convert all the anti-vax people into Obama birthers, because
at this point,
it's not bothering anybody either. Yeah. Hey, I'll tell him John Wayne wasn't born in America, too.
He wasn't. He was born in Mexico.
His real name is
Tijuana.
His real name was Marion.
That's true. I think he's from Kansas, if I remember right.
I wouldn't know.
And his dog's name was Duke. His nickname, he was named after his dog.
Only jackasses are named after their dogs. Indiana Jones and
John Wayne.
Spud Webb.
Yeah.
He owns Spud McKenzie.
Oh, man. Which one of them was cooler? It was, the late 80s, early 90s. I mean, what was cooler than the Spuds?
The Noid?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
He's pretty cool. All right,
I'm just trying to think of like a California Raisins, like a claymation potato band.
Claymation potato?
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to take
Idaho Taters.
Quick commercial break, and we will be back after these messages.
Mike Bloomberg started as a middle-class kid who had to work his way through college, then built a business from a single room to a global entity, creating tens of thousands of good-paying jobs along the way. He could have stopped there. But when New York suffered the terrible tragedy of 9/11, he took charge, becoming a 3-term mayor who brought a city back from the ashes and brought back jobs and hope with it. creating tens of thousands of affordable housing units so families could have a decent place to live, raising teachers' salaries and kids' graduation rates, and creating a more open and livable city for the millions who call it home. He could have stopped there. But when he witnessed the terrible toll of gun violence, he put his money where his heart is, helping to create a movement to take on the NRA and the politicians they own, to protect families across this country and help turn the tide. And he's funded college educations for thousands of deserving low-income and middle-class kids, and supported life-saving medical research, and stood up to the coal lobby and the outright denial of this administration to protect the only home we have from the growing menace of climate change. But now he sees a different kind of menace coming from Washington, so there's no stopping here. Because there's an America waiting to be rebuilt, where everyone without health insurance is guaranteed to get it, and everyone who likes theirs can go ahead and keep it. Where the wealthy will pay more in taxes, and the struggling middle class will get their fair share. And jobs that just allow you to get by will become jobs that let you get ahead. Mike Bloomberg for president. Jobs creator, leader, problem solver. It's going to take all three to build back a country.
And we're back. I hope you like those commercials. Yeah, I think it's time we got to go to the PodTron here.
Mr. PodTron, make me a podcast.
Just fire him up here and see if we can't get some information. Now we just updated the database.
Yeah.
So there's
whole new algorithm.
We got more new podcasts for the PodTron to use.
The PodTron itself is a lot saltier. It's calling us corn cobs. It's not fun.
All right. What do you got? You got one here?
Yeah. I've got one. It's called Root Ball.
Root Ball?
Root Ball.
So this is like if you buy a Christmas tree that you're gonna plant after Christmas.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I'll take the one with a root ball.
Yeah. Because roots are supposed to splay out, but every once in a while you get a tree that just knots its fingers together into a big knot. All those roots are all tied together. And then, like, you can buy it and pull it up, and you can untangle them. And just be like, I'm your daddy now, tree.
Now you belong to me. Now you owe me a life debt, Mr. Tree.
It's true.
And it's the prequel to the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Groot definitely started as a root ball.
Groot ball.
Yeah. So, you could make an aftermarket root ball, but you're gonna have to butcher some trees.
Yeah. This could also be like a fancy dance party.
That's true.
For trees.
Yeah. And they don't have enough of those.
They don't. I mean,
people like to take their pictures before a dance in front of a tree, but they don't invite that tree to the dance.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see all those trees up on their tippy tip roots, just splaying them all over the place until they knot themselves up and turn into a good old fashioned root ball.
Yeah, it's the Gondor High School prom. Oh no! All the trees showed up. Now shit's popping off.
Somebody's gonna try to climb one and get hurt, break their arm. But we'll have to sign his or her cast.
We could get Jimmy Fallon's house band.
Who's that?
To play the root ball. This is the legendary Roots crew.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
They got the guy with the tuba.
They used to make like good albums. Do they do that anymore, or are they just back Jimmy Fallon up?
I don't know. I
used to be a pretty big Roots fan. They're really good.
Yeah. Yeah, and whatever happened to Max Weinberg?
I don't know. I mean, didn't Springsteen just say, like, fuck you guys, I'm just gonna, like, do Broadway by myself forever now?
Wait, I thought that was the other guy. Billy Joel. Oh no, he's the guy. He plays Madison Square Garden, like every month.
I don't think he did it forever, but I do think Springsteen did a solo Broadway show, and
he's just doing
every boomer, and like it turned into a boomer war over who could get tickets for it, and then he just did more shows.
He's just doing his one man.
I think there's a Netflix special just to like appease people, so there'd be no more bloodletting.
He'd come out and he'd be covered in leeches.
I'm your barber now.
That was the name of the tour. I'm your barber now. The legendary
Springsteen crew.
Yeah, Springsteen crew. That's the root ball.
You got one? Is it like a good one on there?
I've got one here called So ... You're Creakonoming.
Creakonoming?
Creakonoming. It's like, it's like you're creakoning, but creakonoming.
Okay.
So you're creakonoming. And, I guess this would be kind of, something to do with arthritis, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what creakonoming is. We need to pin that down.
I don't know. Like the thing that popped into my head was when I would visit my grandparents' house, which was a very old house, and they would put me in the guest room upstairs, but upstairs would creakoning all the time, but they had Cinemax. So and everybody in that house went to bed at 9:00. So I'm just thinking about how to masturbate more quietly.
So that's what creakonoming is.
Yeah.
It's creaking coming.
Creaking coming.
So you're creaking coming. I had
I just told them I was doing jumping jacks for my calisthenics.
I had a system of old IBC root beer bottles that kind of served as a kind of a seismograph where my house didn't creak, but when people moved around, it was enough to make all those little old root beer bottles kind of clink together, so I could tell when somebody was like walking up the stairs. A certain root beer bottles would start banging together, and that was my signal to
dead giveaway to pull the flap back up,
pull the ripcord.
Change the channel.
Yeah, you got that.
Slam the laptop.
You know that return button on your remote. You can just keep it between reruns of Taxi and Taxi Cab Confessions. Taxi Cab. Taxi Cab. That's how you do it. Do you anything else on this list jumping out at you?
Oh yeah. A really good one this week. I've got the Fightmare.
The Fightmare,
which I think could possibly go with your. I'm trying to remember the title of your dream journal.
Dreamcast.
Dreamcast.
Now,
Sega Fightmare.
Sega Fightmare.
we don't make consoles anymore. That's the Sega Frightmare.
The Sega Frightmare is one of those weird Japanese arcade games with a full keyboard.
I don't know. I want weird video games again. Everything's so streamlined and regular, and everything seems it's the same. We need the Frightmare.
The world is crying out for the Frightmare. However, I'm looking at this list in front of me, and I think that you may have made a grave mistake.
What's that?
I think that what it says is the Fightmare.
Oh, shit, it is the Fightmare.
So this is a different thing.
I don't read so good anymore.
It's still the same. It's the same thing. But instead of a full QWERTY keyboard, this is going to be just like that thing where you punch the boxing speed bag as hard as you can. But you have to punch it in different directions to control the game.
Okay. So if I punch the bag left, it means left. If I punch the bag right, it means right. All right. So it's a punching bag is a joystick.
It's a fight based a fight interfaced suspense game.
So what am I punching for? A and B, X and Y, triangle, circle, square, etc.
Option.
Select.
Capture.
R1, R2, L1, L2. Z sometimes.
Sometimes Z.
If you're playing a 64 game.
Yeah, that's going to be the real rub here is how do you do a Z with a punch. But maybe we make the interface more comprehensive. Maybe it's not just punches. Maybe you can get some, biting involved. Maybe you bite the bag. That's a different... I'm just realizing that what we've come up with is not a podcast at all.
I want a video game character to scream like, "Bite the bag! Bite it!"
He pops up, "Bite the bag!"
I don't know. Anytime somebody tells me to bite the bag, I don't trust that they really want me to bite the bag.
You have to go through the first tutorial level where it's like, oh, okay, now bite the bag to jump.
You're nibbling. We want you to bite.
You bite and hold to aim.
Well, that was the Fightmare, not the Frightmare.
The Fightmare.
Are there any other ones that you like on here?
There's one that I really like called "Help! I Built a Shed."
Help! I built a shed. Not help me build my shed.
No, it's
I've
help.
been in that.
It's help! Exclamation point! I built, and then it says "a shed." It's not a shed. It's ISHED.
ISHED.
Help! I built ished.
I shed. Help! I shed.
Help! I built. I shed.
Oh,
but I shed is all one word. Like that's why I said a shed is shed.
I think this.
But we could just. I mean, listen. We could just say that it was help. I built a shed.
We could. But we could also. What's going on inside the PodTron's head? I mean, he's coming up with all these ideas. I mean, we get, 100, 200 ideas a week? I come up with 2. Yeah. And they're usually bad. I mean, a lot of these I think are bad, but if all I did was come up with podcast ideas, Is this possibly a cry for help from our artificial intelligence?
I mean, it could be, although there's so many good ones. I think that maybe this is just a bad one. However,
how do we tell if he's in distress?
Well, I guess he would ask for help because he built a shed. PodTron, are you okay? We're going to run him again here.
No, do we have... Like, is there a diagnostic protocol that you have? Like, I'm really worried about my friend. I know he didn't build the shed. And if he's saying, I shed...
All right.
What did he say?
He says, Bill Baldwin.
Bill Baldwin.
No. I have no idea who that is. Maybe... Hang on, let me go to our search engine. Bill Baldwin was an American science fiction writer. He wrote militaristic space opera, his main series, about a male protagonist named Wilf Answer Brim. He graduated from the Mercerburg Academy and the University of Pittsburgh. He wrote Galactic Convoy. So, I don't know. Seems pretty up in the air. Don't know.
Seems like our house computer wishes he was a space trucker to me.
Yeah. Or a gangster of love.
Yeah. Do you think if we call him Maurice, it'll make him feel a little bit better?
What the hell are we doing? Do you have an idea here? Do you have anything from the PodTron?
I mean, built with Abdult-ish podcast. Which mostly makes me think that the PodTron has seized on people saying, like, I don't want to adult. But what if it was, really, really juvenile it up and say, I can't abdult today. I don't want to abdult today. I can't put on a belt.
But this is Abdult with a B.
Yeah, Abdult. I don't want to abdult today. I don't want to wear a belt.
How do I abdult with my belt?
I don't even have abs. How could I abdult?
Just pull up your pants. Put on your belt with Abdult-ish podcast.
All you need to do is cut a rubber band in one place, feed it through your belt loop, pull it up and around your arm, and then tie a knot in it. And
put it around your neck, and then put it on the coat hook in your hotel room.
Yeah.
Then undo your belt. Write a letter.
Well, you got to do it the right, like at climax.
Yeah. You gotta wait for the magic hour.
It's best to do it right around dusk time. And don't do it in the closet. I know it's easy, but
yeah. Go for a hike, find a good sunset. That way you can your Instagrams will look great as you choke yourself.
Yeah. Don't be shy about face paint or odd clothing choices. Do yourself up how you would want to be remembered.
Yeah, and don't use filters.
No.
Nobody wants to see you.
Everything else before has been fake.
Doing
this is real.
Autoerotic asphyxiation, and then there's a thing over your forehead that says, "What SNL character are you?"
I always get one of the Spartan cheerleaders.
I always get the guy who jugs himself with a belt. I believe that was Charles Rocket.
He was the a very important first, the first SNL cast member to say fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And
no one had ever
his
sworn.
life was ended for that he paid for it dearly.
It set an important precedent that remains to this day.
You say fuck, you get fucked, and by
America,
fucked I mean dead.
America doesn't like cursing in their comedy. Whatever happened to Red Skelton? He didn't have to say the F word. It wasn't all F word this, F word that with Victor Borga. Now that's a funny man.
Well, I'll remind you of the president of Red Fox, and he could be funny while saying fuck or not saying fuck. But when he was Red Fox, he said fuck a lot.
Yeah, he did.
And when he was just blanked.
Sanford.
Yeah, Sanford and Son. I was like, Red
Fox.
Red Dead Redemption.
Red Fox. Sanford.
Fred Sanford. Okay,
Fred.
There we go.
They call him Fred Ox. Because he was always trying to get the aux cord in the car.
Well, you got any other? Do you got anything from the PodTron you want to talk about, or do you want to go into consideration mode?
Let's go into considerations. And if anyone out there wants to write us a little musical break that we can play when it comes time for considerations, we would love to hear it.
A jaunty little tune.
Just a little interstitial jingle. Send it to we don't have a podcast yet at gmail.com.
I like bells.
I like beasts.
Okay.
Okay, so we had the Big Brother cast, the new emoji podcast, the Pen Pal-ladium, Dreamcast, Flat Earthers / Anti-Vaxxers, Rootball, So, You're Creakonoming, the Fightmare, Help, I Built a Shed, and Belt with Abdult-ish podcast.
Okay.
Let's trim the fat. I think the Fightmare.
Yeah, it's got.
So You're Creek. I think everything from the PodTron.
The PodTron's out this week.
It's nothing good.
And I'm worried about them. Like I think we need to pour some milk into its ports. Like it needs some tender love and care, home cooking, whatever. Give it a hand job. I don't know how it works.
Clearly. Boom!
Yeah, I'm burned.
All right, so it looks like we're gonna have to decide between the Flat Earthers, Anti-Vaxxers, the Big Brother cast, the Pen Pal-ladium, and the Emoji cast, and the Dreamcast.
Okay. I'm going to say right now that this week we don't have what we need to do the Pen Pal-ladium. But I think we should say that this is not a dead idea.
We'll put it in the pen.
Put it in the pen. Send us your letters. It will come back. It might come back stronger and meaner with a different name. But
this could just be our mailbag if people ever write it.
Everybody loves to read a letter.
Yeah,
it's just like
we're lonely.
You know, when you see the stroke of someone else's hand, and you're real lonely, and you live out on the plains, and you're just like, all I'm doing is tilling earth, and then I get word from Susan, and
Susan, what's that?
It's apparently a woman that'll come here to be with me.
Says she,
Sarah, plain and tall. Susan, short and
sweet,
jaunty.
No, jaunty. She has on a pair of jodhpurs.
Yeah, be great on this farm. I'm sorry, I just got an idea for a podcast.
Well, write a note.
All right, I will.
All right,
but I don't know. I'm torn between your two ideas, between the emojis and the dreams.
I feel like the Dreamcast is going to be easier to do. It's just a matter of documenting dreams. Whereas the emoji one, we'll have to think up emojis. So I'll leave it to you.
Okay. Well, my brain is broken and doesn't make dreams anymore unless somebody jolts me awake.
You can just go off of marijuana for a while and let them come flooding back.
I refuse.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
I think we've chosen.
Dreamcast. Let's do the Dreamcast. I'm going to try it. And I'm going to set my alarm 20 minutes before I normally would. And if it's all a wash, I'll just take a bath instead of a shower. And it's still a win for me.
He'll just draw a warm bath and he'll get the straight razor out. And he's gonna go take a bath. I couldn't remember Constantine.
I don't know. You know, like the Chinese water torture?
Mm-hmm.
For like 15 minutes, it's probably like a Chinese water pleasure.
It's just a drip on your head.
Yeah, it probably feels really nice for a while.
Yeah, it's probably a real chill experience, just having a cool drop of water land on your head.
Drip, drip, drip.
You can kind of...
Yeah, sometimes I want to drink it. Sometimes I just want to feel it on my scalp.
Yeah. That's the trick to surviving it is just imagine that you're exercising and then you're like, yeah, I'm sweating so much. Oh, I feel that sweat running down my brow. You just get stronger and stronger.
Yeah. I'm going to eat all the brownies I can eat when I get out of here. That won't even matter because I'm ripped as shit, baby.
It's cheat day. All right. So, if you want to hear the Dreamcast, go to patreon.com/we don't have a podcast yet. There you can subscribe to become a supporter of We Don't Have a Podcast Yet. If you subscribe at the $5 level, you get access to the entire vault. That is a new pilot episode every week, as well as the entire back catalog of all of the bonus episodes we have put out from here to infinity and beyond. Also, if you'd like to advertise with us, you can message us on Instagram or Facebook. On Instagram, it's at WDHAPY. On Facebook, it's just We Don't Have a Podcast Yet. You can look us up. We have a group. The group is also where we take submissions for ideas for the podcast. Other than that, do you have any announcements?
No, but I love hearing from anybody who ever says anything, and I hope from the bottom of my heart that you all have a great week, and I hope that you meet up and you don't know that this person listens to the podcast and that person listens to the podcast, and I hope you all kiss each other.